Racing. Crumble Monelli began only fairly. Firecloud flew out, but Crumble Monelli glides through, gives Firecloud windburn and dashed away. Then Naval Guard, Panama Pepper, Launch Control, West Onsider, Gangna Monelli and Fabriola Ali. But one of the most promising sprinters around, Crumble Monelli, canters home to win the Birthday Cup by 8.
Well, after his stunning victory over the 405 metre journey in the Birthday Cup, can exciting young chaser Crumble Monelli become a top 500 metre threat? Hello, my name is James Broadhurst. Alongside me is Hayden King. Hayden, welcome to the Wednesday Preview.
Good to be here, James. Really looking forward to this weekend of chasing. How are you today?
I'm going well, going very well, and I'm also looking forward to the weekend of chasing, particularly with what's going to happen with Crumble Monelli when he comes back to Cannington. We'll talk more about that dog in a moment. Crumble Monelli is, of course, trained by David Hobby. David Hobby had a good night at Mandurah last night in the Kanyana Cup heats, qualifying 3 for the final. The fastest of those was Fava Monelli, and that looks like a pretty handy race next Tuesday night in the final.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Those heats last night were quite interesting races, and it could throw up an interesting final next week, as you just touched on.
Yeah, a lot of good dogs have got through there. David Hobby, as mentioned, prominent, but certainly there are some challenges in that race. Look, we did have some problems with the Safe Chase lure towards the end of that meeting last night. That was the first time the Safe Chase lure had been employed at the Mandurah track. We've spoken to the team today. They're having a look at those. They have diagnosed the problem, and we're hoping to have that problem rectified and the Safe Chase lure back up and running at Mandurah again soon. But racing will not be affected. We'll either the Safe Chase lure or back to the lure we had previously, but we'll be working on that, and hopefully we're getting the Safe Chase lure up in action across all 3 tracks. Hey, look, Hayden, we're looking ahead to racing this weekend. We're going to have a look at the Friday meeting first. A lot of small fields in these top graded races, weren't they? So we decided that we were going to have a look at race 8, which is a provincial grade 4 over the 405 metre journey. Just having a look at the field now. The dog that sticks out for me is Good Odds Buzz. Had the 2 runs here in WA, 4th in a heat of the Birthday Cup, and then last week he was 2nd behind Bundagy. Look, based on his record over in New South Wales, he looks like a handy dog. I think potentially a breakthrough win for him here. Sweet Emily, of course, has got box 1 here. 5 runs back. She ran 22.62 over this trip, and she has placed in her past 3 races, although she was some distance back in 3rd in that Good Odds Buzz Bundagy race last week. Box 1, obviously a big advantage for her. And Rubidium was 4 from 5 in grade 6 and 5 company. So in the lower grades he was doing well. Finished in the tail of the field at his past couple though. So just stepping up that grade's proven to be a little bit difficult for him. Those are the 3 that stand out for me. What do you think?
Well, the interesting thing about this race is we virtually saw the same race last week. You just substitute Bundigi for Thursday, Friday, and then all the rest are the same, and Good Odds Buzz gave them a beating. The only thing that could be against him here, I think, is the fact that Miss Condoleezza's drawn inside him. Miss Condoleezza last week did get crowded up a little bit soon after the start and spat out the back, and she does like to get a bit wide. If she begins a bit better, she could be a little bit of a problem for Good Odds Buzz early, but providing he gets a clear run, he should be able to win on what we saw last week. Sweet Emily chased home okay in 3rd place, and then you've got others like Webleck Bliss, who was back with Sweet Emily, Vander Violet, Rubidium, Miss Condoleezza. They were all back in the back play, and really Good Odds Buzz was away and gone. So providing all things are equal, he should be able to get off the mark in WA.
Alright, there you go. That's the race that we've identified as the one that we like the look of on Friday night. We swing our attention to racing at Cannington on Saturday, 12 race card. Some really nice affairs going on in this one. I thought that we'd have a look at race 5 first, which is the grade series final over the 600 metre journey. Hayden, can't really go past in terms of the starting point for this couch surfer out of box 6 here. Certainly looking like a different dog over the 600 metre journey. more setbacks than the Russian army in Ukraine racing over the 500-metre journey, but undefeated in 3 attempts over the 600. He ran 34.35 two back and 34.49 last week in the heat. Then we've got It's a Dime. Now this dog had won 4 straight in November, including over the 600-metre journey, but had struggled in his previous 3 attempts until last week. Let's go back and have a look at that run, and we pick it up just as they come into the back straight. It's a Dime is pushing up on the inside, and it looks like he might breeze past them, but Western Comet does hold him up just a little bit. It's a Dime eventually does get through, and he's able to run away with it in a personal best time of 34.55. Is this a 2-dog race, or is there something else that's going to come into play here?
I don't think it's a 2-dog race, but yeah, there are a few interesting things to consider, because we've got Set Me Free drawn 1, who was very quick out, led last week. That might lead to It's a Dime being able to tuck in on the back of Set Me Free, and may well be too strong in the run to the line. Ben Mayo was really good after copping a little early check there last week. Fought on strongly, showed that good mid-race pace to dash up, but just couldn't hold off Couch Surfer. West on Jillaby, West on Comet, Clifton Matilda, they're all going okay. And then you've got the action from Couch Surfer. If he jumps like he did a couple of runs ago, goes to the front, then it could well be all over bar the shouting. But it could get a little bit trappy, because you've got Rip and Grace drawn to the inside of him, who doesn't necessarily have all that early speed, but is perfectly capable in her own right. And West on Comet, who's been going fairly as well out wide on the track. So interesting little race. I'm going to go with It's a Dime. Obviously you're firmly in the camp of Couch Surfer.
Oh, not entirely. I do think that It's a Dime certainly a chance here. I think a factor that comes into play here, those heats for 5-dog fields, the final obviously is an 8-dog field. Any dog that gets back is not going to have an easy run through to find the lead there. So that's certainly something to come into consideration for this race. Look, Chris House, as mentioned, has the 2 dogs in this one, Couch Surfer and West on Comet. Was able to catch up with Luke Townsend, who is the kennel foreman for the House Kennel, at the track last night, and here's what he had to say about Couch Surfer.
He just keeps improving with every run, and yeah, he keeps going from strength to strength and getting a little bit stronger each time, and he's going really well now. He's grown a bit of confidence the 600-metre runs, and yeah, he's just gone on with it.
I was going to say, early days always looked very talented. Had some problems in his racing, but you feel like you've overcome that now? Yeah,
I think his box manners weren't the best, and yeah, he just found trouble in 500-metre races, running on strong, but yeah, just struggled to get a position early. But over the 600, he seemed to find easy opposition in the novices, and he'd get to the front, and off and away and he went.
600, look, he's going very well. Think he'll get to 700?
Oh, I think so, yeah. It looks like, especially the run on Saturday where he just put pay to him up the home straight, yeah, it looks definitely like you'll get to 700 metres.
Okay, he's in box 6. You've also got West on Comet, box 7. How do you see this race panning out?
Look, I don't think Couch Surfer's all that well drawn, but in saying that, he's got the ability, and he's got the, he's got everything to overcome the draw, so just got to hope he jumps on the night. And West on Comet, she's well drawn out wide. She likes to use a bit of the track, and yeah, I think with clear running, she's maybe a place hope.
Well, the other race we thought we'd have a look at is race 6, and this is a grade 5 over the 520-metre journey, and the main reason is to talk a bit more about this potential superstar, Crumble Monelli here. He's going to be super short in this race. Of course, he's won 9 of 12. We know what he's done down at Mandurah. But the last time he was over the 520 at Cannington, that was on the 23rd of November. Why don't we go back and have a look at that? Here he is from box 7, and as is his racing style, he just dwells ever so slightly at box rise, but then he's off and away with a 5:37 first section. He's highballing it out in front and eases up a little bit towards the finish, but still runs it out well to score in 29.88. That's his quickest time over the journey to date. I suggest he's got quicker to go. And by the way, I did find out from David Hobby, the presentation for the Birthday Cup, about the story behind the tail, or the lack thereof. apparently some boisterous kennel mates got hold of it through the fence, and that's how he's ended up with half a tail. Hasn't affected him though. In fact, it might be helping him, the less ballast he's got at the back there. But he's going really well at the moment here. Look, he's going to be super short, isn't he, Hayden? Any chance of an upset here?
Probably not. He should win. Should go straight to the front and win. One dog I did really want to follow, and I mentally black booked a few weeks ago down there at Mandurah on a Sunday, was Raised. The dog had no right to win that race. I didn't think it could win approaching the home turn, but still did. Was first up, 4:05. I was looking forward to seeing this dog in something potentially a bit easier and seeing it get away with it. Probably could still run second in this race. It is a handy contest, but I think Raised is a dog we will see more of and continue to get better. The other one is Robotnik. He's been going well without much luck. He got cleaned up on the first turn last week. He's knocking on the door to win one. Probably not his race given the presence of Crumble Monelli, but he will win one soon.
Predictions on how far Crumble Monelli can go?
He can go all the way. He can go all the way to the top. He's a smart puppy. He just needs to get that strength up. He's been racing over the 4:05, and as you touched on, he was just getting a little bit weary last time we saw him at 5:20, but he's still so young that that's clearly not beyond him, and I think we can see him go all the way over 5:20.
All right, we will see how he goes. We don't like to put too much expectation on young dogs, but he does look like a special one, that's for sure, Crumble Monelli. Right, that's racing on the weekend. We've also got chasing at Cannington tonight, 12 race card, and that kicks off at 6:35. A lot happening on the card tonight. Race 4, we've got the Summer Maiden Classic. I want to know if you're still on the My Time train. We'll find out about that in a moment. Also, Westdale Amity going for 5 in a row here for Jay Jacobson. That's in race 5. Race 10, I should say. My Best Bet comes in race 5. The dog jumping out of box 5. It's a Lemon Alert, Pancake Monelli. And look, Tommy Fumble leads this one almost certainly. But if Pancake Monelli is able to get a clear path through, and if she's concentrating, she should be able to round him up and win this one. So race 5, number 5 for me, Pancake Monelli. Hayden, your best bet for tonight?
My time.
My time.
It's
okay.
my time to shine. Race 4, number 4. I've been on this dog for a while. He's a smart cookie. I know the time wasn't that much last week, but the manner in which he did it was quite taking. He didn't look like he was going to win on the home turn. Kachoo surged up around the outside, but unfortunately got a bit of pepper or dust in his nose, and My Time was able to slip up the inside and prove too strong there. Just needs to begin a bit better, because that could work against him if he gets in a bit of a bumping duel again. He was able to finesse his way up the inside last week, and he showed a bit of nous there, which I did like, but he still needs to get things right tonight in a race like this. If he does, he should win race 4, number 4, My Time.
That is in the Summer Maiden Classic final at Cannington this evening. Well, Hayden, I think that is the show for the week. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll see you at the track, and if not, we'll catch you next week on the preview.